Hi everybody, my name is Scott Gorham. I'm a physical therapist at Institute for Athletic Medicine in Lino Lakes. Today I wanted to talk to you about one of my favorite forms of exercise. This form of exercise is called a hill sprint. Performing hill sprints involves running up a hill as fast as you can, pretty self-explanatory. This is a great form of exercise for competitive athletes, recreational athletes, and anybody just looking to exercise in general. We can, of course, make some simple modifications to meet your fitness levels and your physical capabilities, of course. But since there's a limited access to weight rooms during this whole pandemic, those of you who like doing power lifts for your legs, like power cleans and deadlifts, hill sprints can be a good way to supplement those types of exercises for the time being, at least. Aside from the general benefits that you get from exercise, this form of exercise has two distinct benefits. First is improving the power and explosiveness in your legs, which means generating as much force as possible as quickly as you can. And the second benefit is training your cardiovascular and your metabolic systems. So basically what that means is how efficient can your body generate energy and utilize the oxygen that you're taking in while working as hard as you can for a certain period of time. So this is a great way to improve performance in activities that require long periods of activity with intermittent bouts of high intensity movement. I think of things like playing in a football game, soccer game, tennis match. A lot of pretty typical sports require this kind of demand. For those of you who aren't training for sports or don't feel like sprinting is necessarily appropriate for you, try doing some power walks up a hill instead. This will get you a great workout without doing anything that you're not comfortable doing, and it's great. So now let's take a look at a few video clips of typical hill sprint variations that I like to do. And following the video, I'll give you a few explanations of how to format a workout. So like sets and reps and rest and things like that. So without further ado, let's take a look at a few video clips. Let's start off with the forward sprint. This is by far the most applicable since the vast majority of sports out there require running forward. So it'd have great carryover effect for the jumping athlete as well. Next, we'll flip around and do a back pedal. This is applicable for those athletes that need to perform a back pedal in their sport, and I'm thinking specifically like defensive backs in football. Next, we're going to do a side shuffle. After running forward, I would say the next most common direction athletes run in is the lateral direction, either in a shuffle, as shown here, or by rotating their hips, in which you could modify this exercise by rotating your hips and running up the hill. Now we're going to try some more complex exercises. So we can simply combine two or more movements into one exercise to train our bodies to accelerate after changing body and foot position. Here's an example of combining back pedaling into forward sprinting. And here's another example of combining movements. Here I'm doing a side shuffle one way, and after about 5 to 10 steps I'm switching directions. You can also perform plyometric type movements. Here I'm doing what I call super skater bounds, which would be great for hockey players. You can also do broad jumps, bunny hops, and single leg hops. Another concept I like incorporating into hill sprints is acceleration and deceleration. Going down the hill helps you build speed so you can challenge your legs to decelerate against greater momentum, and then going up the hill helps you train to accelerate at a greater rate since you're working up against the hill. As mentioned before, you can change a lot of factors as well. You can of course do different directions and combinations of directions. You can also change where you start and how many lengths you want to do. For example, you can start on the hill, run down, turn, then run back up. You can also start on a flat surface, sprint up, turn, go back down, and then turn up and finish by running up the hill. There you have it. There's a few examples of hill sprint variations that you can perform. One thing that I would like to add, try and wear cleats if you're going to be doing hill sprints in the grass so you aren't slipping as much as I was in the videos. For a workout format, I want you to choose 3 to 5 different types of hill sprints, such as the ones that I just demonstrated. For each different type of hill sprint, you're going to be doing 2 to 3 sets, and each set will involve 3 to 5 repetitions. One repetition involves sprinting up the hill for about 15 seconds, which equates to about 30 to 40 100% effort steps. And within a set, you should be resting about 15 to 30 seconds in between repetitions. It then includes the walk back down the hill since you're not working too hard. And then in between sets of one particular exercise, I want you to give yourself a good 2 to 3 minutes to really recuperate and really catch your breath. So that concludes my video for today. Thanks for watching. I hope it was useful and inspires you to exercise. During this time, Institute for Athletic Medicine is still offering virtual visits. If you're interested in doing a virtual visit with one of our physical therapists, I want you to visit online at www.athletic-medicine.org. You can find more information for scheduling there. So again, thanks for watching. We care about you and we're here to help. Stay healthy, everybody.